the out, you know.
And then you'll die.
Hey there guys, what is going on? It's Miss C.O.Z here, and before you continue watching the video, please click that subscribe button below and leave a like. Tarsus, or however you say it, Tarsus the First Martyr. So at the start of the boss fight, he's going to skid 3 times ice skating. You have to dodge all of them as seen before. Then you have to press L2 and R2 whenever he manifests and comes out apparating at you, because he will. He also has this attack where he basically throws his sword into the ground to dodge it, dodge directly behind him and run forward. I found that worked the best for me, because sometimes that freeze effect, it still kind of gets to you, so you get a bit of a status effect, and then that frost effect basically saps your health. Look, again, I was waiting for his timing. I knew when he was going to come out. As soon as he disappears, harden as soon as he comes out. Once he finishes his attack, then you deal that damage. As you can see, his first phase was really hard to begin with, but I didn't have too much trouble with his first phase. I just take my time during boss fights, and that's what really helps. Like, this entire fight took 15 minutes, but that was because of the second phase, which we will get to in a minute. So as you can see, sometimes you can punish him when he does a ground pound, because then obviously he leaves his back open, so that's 2 R1 slashes. But as you can see, I was waiting. He also chucks his sword occasionally when you see him lift his arm back, and does an extra lunge attack as well. So we're gonna go through it again, but basically this was some crazy boss fight. He is the boss fight at the end of the Crypt of the Martyrs. No, not the Crypt of the Martyrs, sorry, the Crypt of Wrath. This was like a pretty hard dungeon, I have to admit. It's got a lot of poison effects. All the enemies, you know, they might be weak, but then you get like status poison effects and stuff, which saps your character's health. And for this fight, I would definitely recommend you have at least, you know, 2 I think it's blue gleam, I don't remember what the mushroom was called, but basically 2 health mushrooms within this game, and then, you know, obviously you have your mortal shell chance as well, because it's a little bit more forgiving than the other souls. If I got hit, and it did save me later, I got hit and I thought I was going to die. It was a tough fight, I'm not going to joke and pretend it didn't. I got hit a lot of times, you know, I couldn't tank all the hits, I couldn't punish them, and it was pretty difficult. So Tarsus the First Martyr, look, he's skating 3 times again. You have to wait for him, listen for the sound, and dodge. I'm waiting for it again. It's a pretty icy, cold, hard fact, as I mentioned in my tweet, but this is just absolutely crazy. Anyway, how have you guys been doing? I thought I would be stuck on him for longer, so I'm pretty glad that I managed to finish him. Just about get lucky in the end, as you can see. So just dish in that damage whenever he isn't attacking, when he's walking around. Wait for it, harden, and then get in there with 2 R1 slashes. Back away to make sure you don't get the frost effect. You can see the frost meter. If it goes up, it starts punishing you. Again, he's going to manifest outside. When he does that a lot, you want to try and bait him into that manifestation attack. And then he's going to put his sword down again to create an area of effect. Run back exactly directly behind him, so that the direction of the frost doesn't hit you. Although, as you can see, it still sometimes punishes you. I had problems with that attack. I think I found that AoE attack quite irritating. One thing that I do not really like about this boss fight is that even if you're dealing the damage and you're punishing his moves, sometimes, and rarely, but sometimes the frost can kill you, because you can get stuck in a corner. So just make sure that doesn't happen. There we go, R2, trying to get it in. Okay, he's going to manifest again. Come on, come on. Yep, frozen, ready. Ha 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 ha. And then we've got him as well. But as you can see, it's just about patience and waiting to punish those attacks. He's very fast in his first phase, but as long as you know his movements, like as you can see that lunge movement, as soon as he does that 3rd lunge, which isn't skating related, you want to get behind him, get 2 R1 attacks in, dodge that again. So he has quite a difficult move set, but luckily it's pretty predictable where he lacked. Like, look, he might strike a 3rd time, or he will manifest. Yeah, he's striking a 3rd time. So we're just gonna wait for that. And then we wait and look around for him to appear. Look, yeah, he's appearing. You harden straight away, mid-roll, and then get in there once he's finished it. Because his 2nd attack, his 2nd slash, if you're hardened, will not hit you due to the attack animation just going directly through you as well. And as we know, it's all about frames inside Souls and stuff. Alternatively, yes, to protect yourself from the frost attack, you could harden during the course of it swirling around. Oh, he got me, sliced a little bit of my health there. Just don't get greedy, as I was getting greedy, because I was pretty fast at this and knew what to do. When you've died quite a few times during this first phase, you do work out what to do. It's the 2nd phase, which is slightly more unpredictable. As you can see, wait for it, get a stab in, R1, R2, back away, wait for a slash, then he's going to ground pound, he can get punished. Roll forward. Now I didn't punish him at that time. He could be punished, but it is pretty risky. Dodge that attack as soon as he reels it back. Use your welt cap. There we are. Dodge that and get behind his lunge. Punished. And that's his first phase finished. Because his second phase took so long, I've obviously had to speed it up. But in the second phase, you have to slow down a bit because it's slightly unpredictable. He starts doing lunges, of which they will be composed of 2 lunges. And you have to wait for them. As you can see, I'm pretty much baiting him and waiting for those lunges to punish him. So what you do is you harden L2, R2, wait for that lunge, and then get in there and get some damage. But his health bar appears to be a little bit more, you know, like, how can I say, squidgy, less squidgier as well. And there's a lot more crazy, unpredictable, random ice attacks that were causing me a lot of problems. So it was tough, and I nearly died as well. The only reason I managed to get out of this second phase for this attempt anyway is because, you know, I got my shell chance and I waited and I made sure that I conserved it in the first phase in case I got knocked. Waiting, pretty much just backing the hell away, and my health was being drained up. This is when it got tough. We're waiting now. Yes, stab! That's what I'm talking about. Back and forth. Ooh, watch his slices. They can be parried. I need to learn to parry in this game at some point. But this is where it got difficult. That ice attack also. Make sure you harden through it if you do get caught in it in order to tank his hit. So he does an ice AoE when he puts his sword into the ground. 2 lunges, 1 lunge, and then straight after, a little bit after, he does another lunge which tricks you. So what I do is I keep hardening, wait for him to do it. Ready? He skates towards me, and then I attack him again. And I repeat this process a little bit like how Grisha done his ground pounds. By now, I sort of do get the idea of when to use harden. But of course, if you spam it, you run out of that energy bar. So you have to really make sure that your timing's on point here. Ready? He skates around, he waits, let him do his stupid twirl thing, and sometimes he gets me in that ice attack. Look, absolutely punished. So I found it really hard, in my personal opinion anyway, to distinguish between the ice attack and then his normal lunge attacks as well. You can see hardening again. Hopefully it's not his ice attack. Waiting, in harden. Yep, stab again. So it was basically a game of lunges in this point. You know, I slowed down, I completely stopped slashing R1, R2, I waited, hardened L2, R2, back away. You know, just keep your distance away from him. You could get up front and up close, but then you have to be really fast. So I just waited, and that's why it took ages. As you can see, just backing away from that AoE. And then around sometimes, you know, you get frost meter that just saps your health away. And I was very low health right now. So I was waiting, ready, because I wasn't punishing him properly. But then, you know, as you can see, I did start to get into the rhythm. Back away, harden if you are taking damage and your health is extremely low and you have no health as well. That's why I'm saying you should definitely be equipped for this boss fight. And I absolutely enjoyed this one. It was really fast. It reminded me of a sort of Bloodborne boss fight, especially with the status effect. I think it's been the best boss fight I've had so far in here. Or the one I've most enjoyed anyway. And I hope to see more. Right, you can see, wait for the lunge attack, his second lunge. After a second lunge, then you attack him. Do not attack him after his first lunge because he does a pause as well. So you can see, backing away, twirls. Again, watch it for the AoE, repeat. You can see a pattern going on here now. And then I will just wait for him. Harden, get in there. Get 2 R1 slashes or occasionally just the R1 slash. Really backing away. You can see how I was playing a lot more evasively, especially with my low health and that frost status effect. Look, he knocked me out of my shell, and this is why I do sometimes really, I'm really glad that Mortal Shell gives you the Mortal Shell as well. It's forgiving, but also, you know, it is pretty difficult in itself. I mean, even without the shell, there were many times where when you do get knocked out of your shell, that status effect kills you before you can get back into your shell. And there are no shell runs, which obviously one day I want to try. But right now I'm just doing a varied experience. Got frozen again, hardened, so thank God that there was no damage. As long as you know when to time your hardened attacks, that's basically the gist of Mortal Shell so far. There's a lot more emphasis on hardened than parrying, which is what obviously separates it from other games. But then I'm going to use that mechanic, aren't I? So I was waiting now, jab in there, get another attack. But 700 subscribers we need to be getting to. And obviously I'm not seeing that, and it's fine. It's just that, are we like cursed on 666 or what? Because that's quite funny. But either way, I've been trying to support you guys and seeing your amazing, fantastic content. So I hope you've been enjoying Mortal Shell so far, and there will be more to come. And then, of course, Horizon Forbidden West after that. Sorry about the background noise. And that's it, really. You're waiting for him. Final drag. Ready, hard in, and punished.